It's entirely possible.
You know, I don't know. It might not be.
Well,
it's hard to say.
It banks on the whole idea of do we honestly know what we're doing half the time?
No.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's fair.
But we don't.
But we don't. That's part of our charm, though.
It is.
It is part of our charm. It's fun that way.
It's more spontaneous.
It's more. It's variety.
Variety is the
spice of life. And I still have a little more left. Are we live though? Oh, we're live. Excuse us.
We're not drinking.
We're not drinking online.
Not drinking on the job.
We're drinking on chairs. Well, look, there's Dan's here. Yes, Dan's here. Look at everybody's popping in. That's cool. Tanya's on board. Chrissy's on board. James is here. Andy's here.
He's not wearing sunglasses. This is a normal glasses.
This is seriously. I see.
What am I talking about?
I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. All right, Chrissy's here. Peter's here. Elton John cosplay. You know what? I think that might be the thing.
We can probably pull that off. So we can't pull too much off, but we can maybe pull that off.
Hang on. Oh wow! I was seeing life through blue-colored glasses, sapphire-colored glasses rather than rose-colored glasses.
We are that kind of people.
It's very cool. Blue is one of our colors, isn't it? Blue, black, and white are the official colors of FC3. And here's Juno sighting. Da, da, da.
What is going on here?
She's fluffy and fresh because she had a bath a couple of hours ago. Why did she have a bath a couple of hours ago, Chris? Because she sat in her own poop. Dogs do that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's 8 o'clock. It's Monday, and if it's 8 o'clock on a Monday, then it's Nerd World News. And I'm your host, Wade Boggs. With me today, Brandon Routh.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Dun,
Thanks for inviting me here, Wade.
Yeah, I am so glad to see you, Brandon. Anyway, you can get that shirt that Brandon is wearing. It's not really Brandon, it's our president, Dan. You can get that shirt on Amazon. And how would he go about doing that? Is it just basically
search for Mighty Monkey Corporation or Nerd World News?
Or Nerd World News, and you will find it. Now, do we have anything else on Amazon at this point?
There is the podcasting shirt.
The podcasting shirt. Okay, the Monkey Business shirt is online at this point.
And there is a Mighty Monkey pop socket too.
And a pop socket. For those of you who are into that sort of thing, this is the sort of thing you're into. I'm going to check some stuff here. We got Terry's here in the front. Batman John's on board. Everybody's reacting to puppy sightings. The messenger bag is back with Juno. There it is. And she pees on herself. Yes. Juno pees on herself because she gets excited and she doesn't know how to stop sometimes.
Hopefully she didn't pee in my lap when I picked her up.
No, she didn't. All right. So let's jump right into it. Our top story tonight.
Top story tonight.
Huh?
Live used the speech.
Right. Garrett Utley? No, not Garrett Utley. Garrett Morris. Garrett Morris.
Yeah.
He would do the translation for the hearing impaired.
Yes.
Our top story tonight. Okay, so anyway. Love that, man.
Sorry.
All right. So the headline says it's a Spider-Man shocker, but at this point it really isn't a shocker because everybody pretty much is up to speed on it. But Sony and Disney have struck a deal for one more Spider-Man movie. And I believe it's also for 2 movies total. So it's 1 Spider-Man movie and 1 MCU movie, basically a prospect to be named later. We're expecting it probably to be an Avengers movie. Those who are already doing the armchair quarterbacking are expecting that they're probably going to do this every few years now, where there'll be a deal for 1 more movie. Because Sony may be pricks, but they're not stupid. They know where the money's going to be made when it comes to these Spider-Man movies. So going into the text, Spider-Man is back in action after publicly parting ways over a deal gone south. Disney, Marvel, and Sony are back at the table and have struck a deal that would see Marvel produce another Spider-Man film for Sony. The new film even has a release date already of July 16th, 2021. And there's a quote by Kevin Feige, no less. I am thrilled that Spidey's journey in the MCU will continue, and all of us at Marvel Studios are very excited that we get to keep working on it. Let's see. Also, part of the arrangement, Spider-Man will appear in a future Marvel. A fart. He'll be knowing Tom Holland. That's entirely possible.
Behind the scenes stuff.
Terms of the new deal have not been revealed, but it will allow Marvel and its chief Feige to produce and run Creative Point on 1 more movie that star Tom Holland. the actor who is the current incarnation of the web-slinging superhero. Depending on how things go, more movies could be in the offering. Again, not a shocker anymore, but very cool. We all kind of predicted this back when it first started kind of coming together.
Yeah, I mean, how can they not?
I mean, seriously,
the last couple movies have been...
Well, the backlash alone was insane.
Yeah.
When it was announced that Sony basically walked away from the deal, people were lashing out, and Sony really kind of had to take a moment to gut check itself. Well, Disney can be a bit of a jerk.
Yeah, based on their history. I mean, come on.
I find it funny right now that I'm looking at the comment section and I see that you joined the chat, but you're right here and their chat, and you're here in your chat. You're here.
Where am I?
I don't know. My God. All right. So let's see. We're simple people. We see Juno go, aw, and then Chrissy helps obliges him. Shannon Gillespie is on board as well. For those of you who theme park inspired DCA, Disney's California Adventure, gotcha. Road trip to DCA, I'm all
Let's
in.
go. Sleep now.
Well, we got to do the news, Dan.
Oh, okay.
Why don't you pick up the second story? We're going to try Dan out. President Dan is now going to read some news. Remember, nice and easy. Go slow. Don't race through
I
it.
actually can't see my glasses on. Isn't that weird?
I'm going to drink more.
Maybe that's a problem. Betrayed. George Lucas' reaction to Disney Star Wars plans revealed. In his new book, The Ride of a Lifetime, Lessons Learned from 15 Years as CEO of the Walt Disney Company, Disney CEO Bob Iger reportedly wrote that Star Wars creator George Lucas felt betrayed by where the company went with the follow-up films to his beloved franchise.
Here's my violin.
Are we surprised that he would feel betrayed?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, he definitely had his vision, but he spent such a long time trying to develop it, and then I think with the prequels, he kind of shot himself in the foot.
Yeah.
And so people really stopped caring about his opinion. I mean, his dialogue alone is, I mean, he's visionary.
Mm-hmm.
He's visionary. And a marketing genius, obviously, because he turned this cult movie into an empire.
First one to start the whole marketing.
Right, with the toys and stuff.
And merchandise.
But seriously, I mean, the dialogue is, you know, you want to be invested in the character, and if you can't stand how they talk, then it's like, why are we
bothering? He did shoot
him?
himself in the foot with the prequels there.
A little higher.
We have no idea. A little higher.
Let's see. Elizabeth Rice, so used to using abbreviations, hoping that maybe Disney will use their leverage with owning some of these Fox things now to get rights back, using more of the Marvel characters in WDW as well. Is that a wrestling thing, WDW?
Walt Disney World.
Oh, okay. I knew that. He was told there would be. Iger wrote it because Lucas can't write anything. Thank you.
Yeah.
Love the brothers matching outfits. Yes, we're both in hoodie and t-shirts today. This is my brother.
My other brother. My brother.
Different parents?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brother.
Half brothers.
Oh my
different
gosh,
parents.
it's been so long.
We have not done that one in a while. People wonder how the two of us met. The two of us met in 1984.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yes, it was the fall of 1984, although we really didn't become friends until 86-ish.
So we hung on. We were in the same circle.
We were still in the same circle of friends at that point. But then in 1986, it all went south. He got a license in a car, and he needed people to go driving around with him and gallivanting across the countryside.
In my diesel Volkswagen Rabbit.
With the crankback sunroof. And then we would both stand up and like, hey, as we wait. Anyway.
Of course, when we're driving, that wasn't probably the best idea, was it? We survived.
We survived. Carrying on.
Yes.
How about we skip to this part, because it really this quote makes me laugh.
George immediately got upset as they began to describe the plot, and it dawned on him that we weren't using one of the stories that he submitted during negotiations.
There it is.
You know, it's
there it is.
The
man is a billionaire 70 times over, right? He's got the marketing rights in perpetuity. He's going to be set for life. But you know what? We didn't like your stories, dude. So
he didn't have a good history. He didn't start off good there.
I know it didn't start off good.
You know, granted, they didn't do maybe the best with something 7 and 8, and we'll see what 9 comes up.
You know what? Here's the thing: 7 was good, and 8 had a lot of really good points to it. I think that
they didn't flow well together.
It didn't. The 7 and 8 were jarring, and
that's my biggest problem. They didn't flow well together.
They weren't really a story. They were two separate stories, kind of clashed together.
Right. It wasn't.
So we'll see what 9 does.
Right.
And I'm looking forward to 9. We do a whole talk about toxicity on the podcast. We did that a few weeks ago. Oh, speaking of the podcast news, season 4 begins this coming Wednesday. October 2nd, 1994. No, wait. I'm a little off, aren't I?
20.
October 2nd, 2019. Season 4 of
1994. Wow. Did they even have podcasts back then?
we called them radio shows back then. Oh no.
Radio.
We called them dude tapes.
Dude tapes.
Dude tapes.
That's a story we probably shouldn't get into right now. That
We're
might
gonna
be a
do
podcast.
That's a
Dude
podcast.
tapes.
That's gonna be a podcast
I
right
wanna say,
there.
what is a dude tape?
Brittany Lee's here. Hi, Brittany Lee.
Hi, Brittany Lee.
Good to see you, Brittany Lee. And Wayne Stock has arrived. Big Wayne. Wayne, I'll be reaching out to you because we're going to be doing that whole podcast about sci-fi pretty soon, and I want to coordinate with you on a date. We want you to come back to studio and hang out with us. Let's move on.
Okay.
We have other stories to talk about today because we are professionals.
Chris remembers the baby rabbit.
That's it. Chrissy remembers that rabbit. She got a few rides to school on that one. Chrissy Harding is asking if that's crisp apple by Angry Orchard. Yes, it is. Drink of champions, my dear. Drink of champions. Dun, dun, dun. All right. Does that mean we just did a free plug for them? Are we going to get like a lifetime supply of Rice-A-Roni out of them or something?
San Francisco treat.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
I get a box if we're lucky.
The original sci-fi golden trio. Now we're not talking about Han, Luke, and Leia, but we're talking about Laura Dern, Sam Neill, and Jeff Goldblum. They will be returning together for Jurassic World 3. The original cast always finds a way. Laura Dern, Sam Neill, and Jeff Goldblum will reprise their roles and join Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard in the upcoming Jurassic World 3. The film's director, Colin Trevorrow, confirmed Tuesday night. Trevorrow revealed the news at the screening of Jurassic World in Hollywood last week. Dern joined the director at the event, later confirming as the casting herself on Instagram. Quote unquote, loved joining my buddy Colin to announce the return of the original cast of Jurassic Park back into the Jurassic World. She captioned a picture of herself with Trevorrow, and here comes a Jurassic puppy. All right. The film's Instagram also celebrated the trio's return, posting a photo of the actors in character from the original film next to the infamous T-Rex skeleton. They're back, is the quote. Welcome to Jurassic World, Alan Grant, Ellie Sattler, and Ian Malcolm. They captioned that referencing to Neil, Dern, and Goldblum's characters, respectively. Trevorrow, who directed and co-wrote Jurassic World and co-wrote and produced Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, a movie that I have not seen yet, recently released a short film set with the Jurassic universe called Battle at Big Rock. Jurassic World 3, which Trevorrow will also executive produce with Steven Spielberg, will be the 6th movie in the series, which began in 1993. I heard that. With Jurassic Park, Jurassic World 3 will hit theaters somewhere in the vicinity of June of 2021. All right. So, with that being said,
So Spider-Man, July of 2021.
Jurassic Park will be June of 2021. It's good. 21 is going to be a busy summer. It's going to be a fun summer.
So far.
We're going to catch up on some comments here. Elizabeth, there's no pre-booking of fast passes at Disneyland, so the perk of getting to book them early other than guest WDW if you stay at one of their hotels is non-existent. So okay.
You're talking about that. Yeah.
Jennifer Merritt is on. Hi, Jen. All right. James Irish, really quick before I continue to gush about wanting to go to Disneyland, this week's blog entry dives deep into the development regarding royalties on Ms. Pac-Man. James was telling me about this. That's going to be a cool article. Keep an eye on that for tomorrow.
I've got Pac-Man fever now.
Oh,
it's
boy.
driving me crazy. Oh, look, who's there? Local.
Hi, John. If you guys ever want to do a Disneyland podcast episode, let me know if you want me to come and talk about it. Absolutely, yes, Elizabeth, we definitely will. If we do it right, we would love to do a Disney podcast on location, but, you know.
We'll work on that.
Okay.
Maybe season 5.
Hey, if you can't share, no drinking on the job. Sorry, Peter. I'll tell you what, next time you come to game night at the 585, I'll buy you around.
Let me pour some.
Not there. No. All right. Hi, John. Jurassic Puppy. And so much. I was pricing out a trip for the 50th anniversary of Magic Kingdom, and it takes like $2,500 for just me at one cheap hotels. Yeah. It's ugly. Ugly.
Unfortunate prices just keep going up at Disney, and I love Disney, but it's getting so difficult to justify the cost. And that's
one of my one regret. I have not had a chance to ever take my kids to Disney. Mm-hmm. And if I get an opportunity, I'd love to take it. But man, it's ugly.
It's getting to the point where
it's almost.
How do they expect breaking point? I mean,
how big is too big? I mean,
I don't know.
I think they're already there.
You know, they keep on raising the price. It seems like every year now.
They make billions of dollars off of these friggin' movies,
mm-hmm.
and they make billions and billions of dollars off. I feel like Carl Sagan, billions and billions. Anyway, dollars off the park. Haven't they gotten enough of our money yet?
People can't afford. I mean, and then you go pay $7 for a soda inside or something.
Yeah, it's a thing.
And it's just.
They make the most amazing product.
Yeah,
you can't knock the product.
And the stuff that they're coming out in Star Wars things. I mean, Galaxies. I mean, it's pretty amazing.
Galaxy's
I can't wait to see that one of these days. And the stuff they're doing Marvel stuff, and they're redoing Epcot next, and they're putting a lot in there, but still.
I'm gonna talk about the CW crossover. Yes, but I was not going to do that this week. I was going to talk a little bit about it next week because it's like right on the verge of happening. The Crisis on Infinite Earths sequence crossover of all the CW shows, which I have been totally looking forward to. Apparently, recently Tom Welling from Smallville will be reprising his Clark Kent / Superman. Burt Ward, who was the original Robin in the '60s, will be reprising his role.
Oh wow!
What are some of the other ones I've heard? There's just a ton of them. There's going to be a ton of. This is going to be a very huge CW event. It should be a lot of fun.
I've loved their crossover.
The crossovers have always been well done.
And
Melissa Benoist as Supergirl.
Yeah.
Yay. Anyway, moving right along. So yeah, definitely we'll be talking about the CW crossover, Crisis on Infinite Earths. I will probably be doing more about that next week. Let's see. Disney should never have positioned themselves as a growth stock on Wall Street. James, that's a hell of a observation, buddy. Absolutely hell of an observation. And Elizabeth says, I'm going to be at Disney World or Disneyland a month after Rise of the Resistance opens.
Oh.
That should be cool.
See, we're going to need you in after we get back from Galley to see what's going on there, yeah.
Oh, Jennifer, I'm so jealous of your friends. Friends of mine live within a few minutes of Disney. They have a monthly pass, literally live there daily. That's amazing.
See, that's like my retirement goal.
Move to Florida just so you can be.
They live right there and just be there like every day.
See, by then, Disney will no longer be in Central Florida. It will be Central Florida. So. Sean Stocking has joined the stream. Hello, Sean. Crossovers are better than the DCEU movies. Absolutely. Hands down, I can't even think about arguing with that one. We got a little bit more news. We're going to keep with the chats today because you guys have been awesome tonight. But we're just going to rifle through a few more stories here. Star Wars shocker. Marvel's Kevin Feige is developing a new movie for Disney. So the master of the MCU is going to be trying his hand at coming up with something for Star Wars. To no surprise of anybody, Kevin Feige is a huge Star Wars fan. It might surprise many, however, that Marvel Studios chief is going to be developing a Star Wars movie as Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy makes new plans for a wave of projects set in the universe. Feige has discussed a foray into Star Wars universe in a late summer meeting with Kennedy and studio co-chairman Alan Horn and Alan Bergman, our sources have been saying. In a response to a question from the Hollywood Reporter, from THR, Walt Disney Studios co-chairman and chief creative officer. There's a title, chief creative officer. I would love to be a chief creative officer. I am a chief creative officer.
You are now.
The president. Thank you, Mr. President. I appreciate that. Promotion online, you.
Chief creative officer.
Chief creative officer. I'm adding that to my business card,
Okay.
That's going to be a thing.
There we go.
All right. So
history in the making.
History in the making. That was Mighty Monkey Business in live right there in front of you as we speak. Wow. Okay. I'm all flustered now. All right. Where was I? With the close of the Skywalker saga, Kathy is pursuing a new era in Star Wars storytelling. And knowing what a diehard fan Kevin is, it made sense for these two extraordinary producers to work on a Star Wars film together. Some see this movie as a prelude to a larger role for Feige within Lucasfilm, while others say it merely reflects the Marvel executives' passion for the franchise. A top Disney source says that Kennedy remains in charge with no plans for any changes. One knowledgeable source says Feige has told a major actor that there's a specific role he would like that person to play if and when he makes the movie. I'm assuming that's probably going to be Robert Downey Jr.
I don't know. That would be interesting.
Darth Downey. I'm making the call right now, kids. I'm making it now. So that's a thing. Either that or it would be Chris Evans. Maybe, on a long shot,
Maybe someone who hasn't been in Marvel.
Paul Rudd. Could you imagine Paul Rudd as a Jedi Master? That would be friggin' hilarious, because he would have a 100% chance of using the Force inappropriately. All right, as always, we've come to the section of we're going to talk about the fact that on Wednesday is your new comic book day. As always, find your local shops, support these guys. They are amazing. We've got a lot of great local shops in the area: Rhinos, Comics, etc., First Print, 13th Verse, Wonderland. The list goes on and on. Find your local shop, support your friends. From the DC house, Batman number 80. The bad guys thought they had it made with Bane in control, but with Batman back in Gotham, they'll be reminded what justice feels like. Rawr. All right, and now it hurts when it hits you in the face. With Catwoman at his side, the Caped Crusader is looking to take down Bane's army and reclaim his city. But what happens when old allies like Gotham Girl also stand in his way? The legendary art team of John Romita Jr., Klaus Janson join Batman for 2 action-packed issues that will rock Gotham City to its foundation. They'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge. Okay, that was a little extreme, wasn't it? Dan, my back locked up. Can you help me back? Can help pull? Help pull. Oh, God, I'm a walking maraca. All right, anyway, marrying on.
I'm not familiar with Gotham Girl.
Gotham Girl, she's kind of, she's newer, I think, or maybe, I don't know. Billy can tell me.
Not like Goth Girl.
Not like a Goth Girl,
Like
no.
Gotham Girl.
There's a Gina. Gina has joined the channel. Hi, Gina. All right, if you think about it, we'd be brilliant to let Feige just be creative and let Kennedy run the show. Yeah, pretty much works. All right, I'm at Comics, etc. every week. So, well, John, I used to be, but I got to stop back and visit the guys. And the Riddler being reborn, I cannot wait to see what they come in with that. Extreme close-up. Ah! Okay, moving on. Justice League number 33. The Justice Doom War Part 4. Apex Lex Luthor is in ascendance, and he's taking out the remaining members of the Justice League in the present. Justice's Legion of Doom is beating down the time-traveling heroes in both the past and the future. Batman, Superman, and the rest of our heroes may have just figured out how Commandi's timeline works when terrible hyper-time quakes rattle their existence, threatening to strand them from their own time. Meanwhile, the Flash, Green Lantern, and the Justice Society take another leap through time, heading for ancient Atlantis? That's a good look for you. Blue is really your color.
I think so.
I really do think so. Do you see how you're experiencing what I was experiencing earlier now?
Yes.
It was kind of cool.
See the whole world, a whole new light.
The whole new filter.
Yes.
And that's the only time that we are ever going to be filtered. Just saying. All right. You want to take the Marvel House?
I might have to take these off.
Yeah, you got to take those off. Here we go. Go for the Marvel House.
Hey, it's brighter now.
Okay.
Sorry, Gino.
Anu Mohasu.
Ghost Rider number 1. The brothers Ghost Rider are back. Johnny Blaze ain't just the king of hell. He's the warden, too. He's the first line of defense between the demonic hordes trying to escape the joint and the lords of other hells making a play for his throne and all the power that comes with it, including a certain evil queen from his past. Meanwhile, Danny Ketch never wanted to be a Ghost Rider. Now that his brother's in charge downstairs, Ketch must take on the duty of Earth's Spirit of Vengeance full-time, no matter how much he'd rather be doing anything else.
Like making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Ooh. Let's be doing that.
I know, seriously.
I'll be back.
Okay. You know where everything is down in the kitchen? Oh, you're not? Okay, fine. I was going to say make me one too, but whatever. Doctor Strange number 20. An event so epic shakes Doctor Strange to the core and makes him completely reevaluate his life and his role. This event is so huge that it makes the last issue of Doctor Strange. The last issue of Doctor Strange.
The last issue?
Until they reboot the series again.
Yeah.
I've been noticing a lot of trends lately in these write-ups. There's a lot of shaking to the core. There's a lot of changing things forever, I've noticed. And so somebody needs to call Marvel and DC and talk to their marketing department and kind of like throttle that back a little bit. Just
something new, because not everything has to be.
Exactly. We got some birthdays this week.
We do.
There are birthdays this week. Starting today on the 30th of September, today is Barry Williams from the Brady Bunch.
Have you been watching the very Brady renovation?
No, I have not.
Oh, it's been pretty cool.
Has it been pretty cool?
You know what it is?
No.
HGTV bought the house that was the external pictures for the Brady Bunch.
Seriously.
So, and the inside, of course, is nothing like the set.
Okay.
So they basically tore this house apart from the inside, and they're making it
Into the set.
like pretty much exactly as possible into the set.
That's frightening.
So it's pretty cool.
That is frightening too at the same time.
They're going, they're building a house from 50 years ago. They're finding stuff, 50-year-old stuff, and trying to match up the stuff and everything.
Doctor Who at 55 Years and Beyond is headed to New York City Comic Con this week. We were going to talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
We had plans, they fell through. We were not going to, but these two right here, we're going to be at New York City Comic Con next year in 2020 because we have to. It's a moral imperative.
Plus, now we're on the internet, so I guess.
Yeah, and everything on the internet is true.
Yeah, everything is true.
Tomorrow is going to be the birthday of Randy Quaid and Brie Larson. The day after that, on Wednesday, Terry Sinopoli from Marlene's Costumes will be sharing her birthday with Avery Brooks from Deep Space Nine and Spencer for Hire, as well as Sting from the. Hey, that hurt. I'm allergic. Anyway, moving on. Thursday, Cersei Lannister herself, Lena Headey, is going to be having a birthday. Alicia Silverstone on
Oh my
Friday.
God!
Oh, God. And Karen Allen from Raiders of the Lost Ark will be rounding off this week's birthdays on this day. September 29th, 1977, Star Wars themed The Cantina Band by Miko hits #1 on the charts. That's bizarre. September 30th of 1997, Microsoft releases Internet Explorer 4. And it was just as corrupted back then. On October 1st, 1971, Walt Disney World opens by Bay Lake, Florida. Nobody knows what Bay Lake, Florida is anymore because it doesn't exist anymore. It's been completely taken over.
It is now Disney.
It's now Disney. On October 2nd, 1950, the first strip of Charlie Brown, Little Folks, later becoming Peanuts by Charles M. Schultz, published in 7 nationwide papers.
I visited the home of Charles Schultz.
You have? Tell me about that.
It's Santa Rosa, California. They have the Charles Schultz Museum.
Really? Oh, that's cool. I want to see that.
They have the marathon out there. And
Santa Rosa is where? Is that?
It's a little north of San Francisco.
Okay.
I love that area. Side note there.
Good deal. October 3rd, 2000, Dark Angel premieres in 2000.
Great show.
Great show. Jessica Albums. Just.
She's a DJ in a part-time.
Yeah, there we go. I speak for a living. All right, and on the 4th of October in 1980, ABC premieres Saturday futuristic fantasy cartoon Thundar the Barbarian. On the 5th of October of 1969, Tanya's favorite show of all time, Monty Python's Flying Circus, begins airing. Spam. Bloody Vikings! Ladies and gentlemen, we are out of stuff to talk about. That was fun. Let me just catch up here. Today, the role of Chris Frank will be played by Kate Hudson in Almost Famous. Yes, let's find the most petite, tiny little blonde and say, she's actually the tall monster in the corner. Great. All right, see, I think they may have some fun as Hans and Franz. We've done the Hans and Franz routine.
I am Hans.
I am Franz. And we have to pump you up. We didn't even know how we're doing. All right, not going to New York City Comic Con this year. Terry's on board. Yep, hi, Terry. Let's see. Jen decided to try out Dragon Con instead of 20.
Next year.
Dragon Con, is that Atlanta?
Yeah, I think that's in Atlanta, yeah.
I'd like to see that one.
That's supposed to be a good one too, so it might be worth trying out sometime too.
All
I guess
right.
we'll hear about it next year.
We're gonna be like running around to a lot of different Comic Cons.
We have to.
We have to. We really need to get out more.
Market research.
Probably not just Comic Cons too.
We gotta go outside.
And like socialize with human beings.
Ooh. You think we should do that?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
right.
I heard a no.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. How's FC3 2020 coming? Funny you should ask. It's coming.
No, let's have it.
It's coming soon.
Very soon. We should have a.
Well, we're signing contracts this
We're
week.
signing some contracts. We're waiting to try to get some more information on some things, but very soon we can say that it's gonna FC3 2020 will be in 2020.
Yes, that's everything we're going to tell you right now. No, we have venue, we have dates, we have a rough guest list at the moment of people we're talking to but have not confirmed. So what's happening right now is that we're going to lock down our contract and get the venue squared away, and then we're going to sit on that information while we work on the guests. So what's going to happen? I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks you are going to get the full-on announcement treatment. You're going to hear when it's going to be, You're going to hear where it's going to be, and you're going to get at least 1 or 2 guest announcements right off the bat. So no, we don't have any guest announcements. For those of you whose first question is always, do you have any guests yet? The answer is no. All right.
Yes.
When we have, see, here's the thing about our guest announcements. When we have them, we very rarely hold them up our sleeve. We always come out with them, usually within 24 hours of signing the contract.
Nothing up my sleeve.
Nothing up. I think
But I do have
FC3
2019.
2019 armbands, wristbands. Presto. Don't mind with me. Hey, Rocky, what do you do? There we go. I was going backwards with that one. So we are really doing that. Trivia night, we're going to try, we're doing that Wednesday. At the 585 Burger Bar on October 2nd. Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, yeah.
We're going to, you know what? Let me hold off on confirming that for now. I got to talk to Gail at the 585 because I know they got a lot of things going on right now. Let's.
A lot more cosplay.
Yeah.
Wow, they had a lot in here. So wow, it's gonna be a lot.
Oh yeah, that's amazing.
Okay.
That's amazing. So right now
The
it's
aquarium. That'd be cool.
we're pretty much at the point of that's the news and we are out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
for the most part.
Yeah.
All right.
There's always more news, but
There's always more news.
there's
It's always
more
coming up.
weeks too.
And there's always more weeks. So, as always, if you keep watching, I'll keep making them.
And I might show up again too if you're like.
I like having my best friend here with me again. This was kind of fun, dude.
It kind of worked out okay.
It really did work okay.
Yeah.
You know, we
What'd you guys think?
What did you guys think?
You think we get along okay?
Yeah.
I think we should, hang out more.
They're kind of quiet.
Yeah, I'm afraid of that. I
All
shouldn't
right.
have said anything. Sorry. I better leave.
We need a taco food truck next year. That's on the list of things to talk about. So get your shirts through Amazon. Just search for Mighty Monkey Corporation or Nerd World News or Monkey Business, and support the team that
Listen
way.
to the podcast.
Listen to the podcast.
Podcast is
Season 4
amazing.
begins
Tell
this
your
coming
friends.
Wednesday. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. Tell
We
people.
should have a sharing contest. You can share, kind of share the link to it, and
Yeah.
whoever can do a drawing of something, whoever can share the most or however.
Well, it's not supposed to share the most because it's one
Or-
share per person. But
No,
you know,
can,
anybody who shares, we put them into a drawing.
practice safe sharing. You
Right.
share and you're sharing with other people. I did it. I got it.
Okay, get the fuck out of my house. Practice safe sharing? Really?
What's in this thing?
It's called apple cider, you dumbass. My best friend, people. That's it, right there. Oh my God, Chris needs a co-host. Peter, you're right, man. Because honestly, my main defense is that I was left unsupervised on several occasions.
It's my fault that he was.
Who's DeVito? I'm not as good looking as this guy, so I'll be DeVito.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
I'm on those.
Aquaman and Tyrion. Yeah, that's gonna be a good one if they do that. And Dan broke Chris. Good job. Yeah, absolutely. All right, kids.
And on that note,
on that happy and pious note, for Ian in the other room, for Juno sitting out here chewing on it, for Dan, for me, for Tanya, for Ann, everybody give love out to Ann. She's been going through some health stuff right now. So lots of healing energies to Annie. For Laura, for Brian, for everybody who's ever been involved in FC3, for Chrissy, for Andy, for Gina, for I lose track of.
I know there's a lot of people.
There's a lot of people who have been involved in this show over the
We
years.
love you all.
For Billy DeTore,
Oh, Billy, amazing podcast.
Billy's the man. We would be dead in the water if it wasn't for him. And for Jerry Mathers as the Beaver. This has been Nerd World News for September 30th. Have a great week, and I'll see you.
September.
Last day of September. Last day of September. Have a great week, everybody. Take care.